Hey, what is up guys? This video I'm going to be uploading something a little bit different, and that's a top 5. I haven't done one of these in about a year, and I think it could be really fun if I started doing more of these. So you guys could just let me know if I should do more top 5s and even give me ideas, for future top 5s to make it more fun and interactive. But anyway, I wanted to start a top 5 with something I know about, and that is my personal top 5 favorite video games of all time. Now, I'm telling you guys, this list is going to be all over the place with games, but remember, it's my personal top 5 favorite games, and also remember, I'm talking of all time, so I'm going to include a few games I used to play a long time ago. It could just be games I played when I was little, but I enjoyed them and played them so much that they should be on the all-time list. And the way this specific top 5 is going to work has to do with how much time I put into the game, how long I played it, or simply how much fun I had playing it, those three elements. And also during this top 5, I'm also not going to be talking about just one specific game. I could be talking about multiple, franchises. Like, for example, instead of just saying Halo 3, I could just talk about all the Halo games and the whole franchise. And, it could be like that. So, some might be a whole franchise and some might be a singular game. But some games are too hard to pick, out of a whole franchise that you enjoy. So, I'm just going to put in the whole franchise for some of these specific top 5s. And so, yeah, guys, now that you know how weird and fun these games are going to be, let's get into it. And starting off this list, we have Smite. Smite is a game I actually still play today sometimes, but I started playing Smite about 2 years ago. My friends started playing this game and then they showed me, and I actually did not like it at first, but given some time and some experience with the game, I was really hooked. I love the concept of the game, and I actually still do, even though I might not play it all the time. I still love the concept of the game, and the characters that you play, which are gods, like Poseidon or Medusa, they all seem very unique, and each god has their own way of playing. When I first played the game, I just thought there were so many characters that I could play forever, but as I started to unlock nearly every god, I realized I like to use less than half, but it's still very fun to play the few gods I do enjoy. I also just like everything this game has to offer, including outside of gameplay, and just let me explain what that means. Let's start off with the player profiles. This is my profile. If you guys play this game, you could see that I've played for quite a bit, and I like how you could see, which gods you use the most, or what game modes you play, what roles you play the most, and how much someone plays ranked mode. You can see the acolytes of pretty much everything you do in-game, achievements, past games, and the one that is my favorite is worshippers. And worshippers are pretty much how much you use a god, and you can unlock certain skins for getting a certain amount of worshipper, and I just really like the concept of it. Like, for a long time, worshippers made me use certain gods, and it pushed me to use gods I didn't use that much, and it's really a fun experience trying to do stuff like that. And there's other cool stuff outside of gameplay as well, like making a clan. And oh, did I mention that this game has the coolest skins? And there's a lot of them, and I mean a lot of them. And that's a lot of the good things I have to say about Smite. One huge flaw I see in this game is the matchmaking. Guys, you see, I'm a very casual gamer, I don't like to play ranked nowadays when I play Smite. I used to play ranked a long time ago, but that's when I was really into the game, and I'm pretty sure I was way better back then than I am now. But nowadays, I just don't feel like playing ranked and talking to other people and just concentrating really hard. I just want to play with a friend, keep it casual, and just play. But in the matchmaking, I get really shitty teammates. Like, I don't know if I'm the only one who experiences this, or it's because I don't play ranked and that's just how the matchmaking is. But when I'm trying to play like a joust or a siege or an assault, I just notice I get a lot of bad players sometimes, and it could be really frustrating because sometimes that's the reason you lose, because you have that one or two bad players on your team, and it's just awful. You could lose so many times in a row because of bad players, and I'm not trying to sound cocky or anything, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just my one complaint that I've been having for 2 years on this game, and nowadays it's even more frustrating just because I dealt with it 2 years ago. But yeah, guys, other than that, Smite's a great game. You should try it. I know I didn't end it off on, the best way, but trust me, Smite's a great game. You should try it, and Smite is my number 5 spot. And at number 4, this is when the list gets a little bit different and weird, but number 4 is Guitar Hero. Now guys, hear me out. This is one of the games I played when I was just a little kid, and it influenced me a lot, actually, like a lot. It really did influence me. Believe it or not, Guitar Hero is the game that made me want to do YouTube in the first place. Most of you do not know this, but I have an old YouTube channel before this one, and the very first videos I uploaded to YouTube ever were Guitar Hero and then later on Call of Duty. And the videos were so bad, but they were like 5 years ago and I was young, so they're kind of like memories. And I'll never forget my original roots of YouTube of playing Guitar Hero. And that's a little fun fact. My original roots on YouTube was not Minecraft, for those of you who have been subs for a while. It was actually Guitar Hero. And I used to be pretty damn good at the game too, but I definitely wouldn't revisit the game, which is why it isn't too high on this list. Honestly, this list is so weird. I wasn't sure what order to put everything in, but I remembered how much I loved this game and how much it changed me. It even got me to play real guitar for a while. But yeah, guys, this game was so far in my gaming past. I just remember loving this game so much. I'd annoy people with the clicking of the Guitar Hero controller. If any of you guys played this game, then some of you may know that struggle, but I know I did. But yeah, guys, that's my number 4 throwback spot. And number 3 shouldn't be a big surprise if you've been gaming for a long time. And number 3 is Pokemon. And a lot like Guitar Hero, this game influenced me a lot and is a big deal for my gaming history. To start off, Pokemon is the first game I ever played of all time, ever. I think that's a pretty strong way to start off my relationship with this game. I had the original Game Boy Color at like the age of 4 or 5, which is crazy. That's over a decade ago. And since I was that young, I don't remember too much. So let's just fast forward a little bit by the time I was in elementary school. And by the time I hit elementary school, I already loved Pokemon. I started playing off the really old Pokemon games like Crystal or Yellow and moved on to Fire Red and Emerald. And at this point, Pokemon took over a part of my really young life. I had all the games and a shit ton of Pokemon cards like a normal kid should that I actually still have somewhere. But anyway, at one point I got a Nintendo DS during elementary school, and the only games I played were Mario Kart and Pokemon. I'd even get in trouble for bringing my DS to school, man. They were roping kids for having DSs. It was really funny. I don't know why they did that. We were just kids trying to play games. I'd also go to this after school program called Aftercare, where pretty much my parents couldn't pick me up till later, so we just stayed at school and did some random activities. And so many kids would sneak in their DS just to play games, and mostly Pokemon, because it was so boring. But skipping a few years ahead to Pokemon Pearl in like 2006 or 7, I was so hyped to get that game, Pokemon Pearl. I remember waiting at GameStop to get it. I was so impatient for this game. It was like one of the first few games I was really hyped for. But then my Pokemon hype died when Heart Gold and Soul Silver came out. Not because I disliked those games. I actually really did enjoy those games when they came out. It's just because I got a little bit bored, and later, I thought the games are getting more boring as more Pokemons came out with like Black and White or Black and White 2 or whatever the most recent ones are. And I thought they were adding like stupid Pokemon that didn't make sense, and it just didn't feel like Pokemon, the original Pokemon. And my most recent times I've played this game is probably within a year or so, and that's just because I wanted to play some cool ROMs that people made of the old Pokemons, because I wasn't enjoying the most recent ones. I'm just like, why not play a different version of the old ones? And I did enjoy that for a bit, but I wanted to do it on my phone, and it seems like that's pretty hard to do nowadays, and it kind of just died out. I probably would consider playing it if Pokemon was like on the App Store or something like that, but that's just not the case. But yeah, guys, that's my number 3 spot with Pokemon. And closing up to number 1, at number 2, we have Hearthstone. And if you have been on my channel for the past few months, then some of you guys know that I really like this game a lot. I've been playing Hearthstone for almost a year now, and I still think this game is really amazing. This game is definitely the most I've ever been addicted to any game ever. I remember a while ago, even when I would get mad and pissed off at this game, I'd keep trying to rank up on the ladder throughout the night. No matter how mad I get, I would just angrily play the game. I know it doesn't sound good, but I wasn't that mad. I still kind of had fun. But just like Smite, I love the concept of this game. I don't really get too mad at it anymore. And I never thought I would like a card game this much. Hearthstone has the perfect mix of strategy and simplicity to a card game. At first glance, this game looks really hard and confusing, but it's really not too hard to pick up on. It just takes a good amount of time. And this is a game where you get greatly rewarded for putting time into it. You start to learn many little tricks and secrets a typical player wouldn't know. And me being someone who put in that time, I know a lot of the tricks of this game and how to play the game pretty well. At least I think so. And I still play this game today, but not as much as I like to. My one big problem with this game is Hearthstone is mostly a game you play by yourself, or at least I don't think it has a lot to offer for a co-op experience. I also think this game could have a little bit more in it. You know, for example, just like Smite has its player profiles, I think Hearthstone could use that. You know, I think it'd be pretty cool to see what hero you play the most, or I don't know, something like that. What legendary you play the most, what card you've played the most. You know, specific stuff like that I think would be pretty cool, but I think that list would be pretty long if they showed each individual card you played. But anyway, and they need to have a way you could play with a friend somehow. They used to have a Tavern Brawl, which is an extra game mode that you could play every now and then, every few days, where you could co-op with a friend and you could destroy this boss in game, and it was really fun. They need to have something like that on the regular. But anyways, I spent a lot of hours, spent a lot of money, and spent a lot of time into this game, and I actually still watch gameplay from YouTube and Twitch almost every day. I still like this game a lot to this day, even though I don't enjoy playing this game all the time just because I have no one to play with. I still do enjoy watching it a lot. There's a lot of streamers. I just love the community for this game. Everything about this game is great. I love the commentators that are really popular, you know, that a lot of people watch. And I love the community. It's really funny, and it's just my type of humor. And yeah, this is a game you could learn a lot from watching, so I love watching it. And that's why Hearthstone is still high on this list. I still love watching it, and I put a lot of time playing it. And yeah, guys, that is my number 2 spot at Hearthstone. We are now finally at the number 1 spot for the top 5 of my favorite games of all time. And you might think it's the best, most original, and unique game ever. But get trolled, it's Call of Duty. Now, before you leave a dislike on this video for me thinking Call of Duty is the best game of all time, just wait and hear me out. Most games I mentioned on this list are games I used to play a long time ago and just outgrew over time. But ever since I started playing Call of Duty, I just never outgrew it. Call of Duty games are some of my favorite times of gaming ever. And let me give you guys a little history of me playing this game. It all started on Modern Warfare 2, and I just simply got the game because all my friends had it. And little did I realize in 2010 that I was playing my favorite game, you know, ever. You know, MW2 started it all. It was a great game. It's one of my favorite CODs. It's amazing. And I really do wish I could go back to some of those MW2 times. You know, that game has the best past for me. You know, it just has my best memories on that game. And as the first Black Ops came out, I was more hyped than when I got Pokemon Pearl. I even skipped school the day it came out just to play it. And then after that, I bought some of the old classic CODs I didn't play when they came out, like COD 4 and World at War, and I thought those games were masterpieces. To this day, I still think Call of Duty 4 is the best Call of Duty. And fast forward, you know, a little bit, I bought MW3 and I loved it. And when Black Ops 2 came out, I played a ton of it. I really liked Black Ops 2. I thought it was a really good, addicting game. And it was just a really good follow-up to MW3, and I played a shit ton of it. And then COD Ghost came out, and I actually enjoyed it for the first 5 months or so, and then I hated it because it got too boring. And then Advanced Warfare came out and had the same deal with Call of Duty Ghost, except I played it a little bit longer just because it was a little bit more action-packed and less boring than Ghost. And let's go where we are now with Black Ops 3. I really like the game. It just has a few flaws, with the supply drops, and, I think it could just have a little bit more in the game. The hit detection is a little bit off, and that annoys me a lot with the funky gunfights. But I think Treyarch did the best of what they could do with a modern Call of Duty, especially after Ghost and Advanced Warfare. And yeah, guys, that's my #1 spot. And just remember, this list is very personal. It's all about me on this list, and I would really like to know your favorite games too. And if you guys enjoyed this top 5 list, leave a like. And if you have any suggestions for any future top 5s, just leave a comment. And again, also let me know what your favorite games are, just because I'm curious, because I'm sure everyone would have different games. And anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It took me a little while to make, so a rating would be very much appreciated. And subscribe to my channel if you are new. I'm ThatOnlyBeast13, and I'm out.